Have you ever tried virtual reality? For some games, there is really no experience like it, and it's really hard to translate that feeling of it without actually trying it for yourself. Well, we've come a long way with VR headsets over the decades, and one of the next big things for the space is of course the PlayStation VR2 headset, and so we need to talk about it. Comment down below what you think of VR headsets. Have you tried it or not? Does it look worth it to you? Let us know down below. And do click like and subscribe and the bell so you don't miss out on all the gaming updates from us here on the channel. And let's start it off by going over the specs of this new headset, and then we'll jump into some of the games. Well, firstly, the displays within the actual headset use OLED panels. This means they use organic light emitting diodes. Essentially, it means they're better for your eyes and they have better color contrast and a wider color range. The resolution of the panels are 2000 by 2040, which is per eye, which is the highest available resolution for any VR headset currently. The refresh rate can also go up to 120 Hz, which is essentially the number of times per second that an image is refreshed. When it comes to this refresh rate, because your eyes are so close to the panel, generally speaking, the higher the better. The lenses themselves are adjustable and you'll have a 110 degrees field of view from the panels within the headset. I always tweak the field of view in my games, so knowing you have access to 110 degrees is pretty good if you ask me. The headset itself also has a 6-axis motion sensing system to track your movement, with an attachment sensor that uses IR proximity to help with your surroundings. The front of the headset has 4 cameras embedded for both tracking the headset but also tracking the controllers. You can press a button on the bottom right of the headset to access a pass-through so you can actually view through the cameras without having to take it off. These cameras will also be used to scan your room to find a suitable play space so you don't end up knocking things over. There's also an IR camera for eye tracking, which works per eye. This is useful because they have a built-in system that will increase the resolution of whatever you're specifically looking at. The headset also has vibration and a microphone built in, and a USB Type-C port with a stereo jack for headphones. Outside of the headset though, you have the VR2 Sense controllers. These have your standard buttons for control over whatever you're playing, but also have trigger effects and haptic feedback, which you may be familiar with if you've tried the PS5. They also have the motion sensing system, but also finger touch detection with a capacitive sensor, and they have an IR LED for position tracking. When it comes to their battery, they have a built-in lithium-ion rechargeable unit, and you connect the controllers via Bluetooth version 5.1. The actual cost of the headset is currently $549.99 or £529.99. This is for the standard kit that includes the headsets and the Sense controllers, but there's also a separate controller charge station for $49.99 or £39.99. It's set to launch on the 22nd of February 2023, but pre-orders have already started. But what about the games? One that you may have heard of is Horizon Call of the Mountain. It's going to be a launch title for the PS VR2. Both Guerrilla Games and Firesprite Games have teamed up to make this one, and although it's in the Horizon world, you won't be playing as Aloy herself. It's more of a spin-off adventure where you play as a new character. We do know that Horizon Forbidden West made pretty good use of the PS5 controller features, so hopefully this VR experience will get you used to all of the new features of the PS VR2. No Man's Sky is also getting a free upgrade for launch, offering improved controls. It's set to incorporate the Sense pads into gameplay and make use of the PS5's hardware to improve its visuals. Another launch title though is Hello Neighbor Search and Rescue, a spin-off from the main series game. This is definitely one for people who prefer those kind of creepy games, although there will be puzzles to solve and traps to avoid as you try and save your in-game friends. But if you prefer something a bit more visceral at launch, then Swordsman VR Advanced Combat might be one to try. This is going to be a free update to the base game that offers a host of new features and a complete AI overhaul, so even if you've tried it out before, it might be worth jumping in again and seeing what's new. And for these next games, although they're not set for launch, some of them do look pretty interesting. Star Wars Tales of the Galaxy's Edge is an action-adventure experience where you'll take on the role of a droid repair technician operating near the Outer Rim. As a big Star Wars fan, this one is definitely on my radar. Firewall Ultra is also one to look at. It's the next evolution in the Firewall franchise. You squad up for both PvP and PvE multiplayer missions, as it's a tactical first-person shooter, which if you haven't played one of these in a VR game before, they are an experience of their own. And then you even have Resident Evil Village. This survival horror experience is coming to the PSVR 2, so if you've played it before or missed out on it, then you can experience it in a whole new way once it comes out for the headset. Honestly, I'm super intrigued for the PSVR 2. It definitely does push the bounds on the current VR headsets, and it does look like there is some intriguing games to play once it comes out. But I'd love to know what you guys think in the comments down below. And do click like and subscribe while you're there, because it really does help support us. The two videos on the screen now, we think you'd really enjoy if you did enjoy this one. If you found out something new or helpful, then you're probably going to enjoy these ones too. Of course, you don't have to click if you don't want to. We'd love to know what you think after watching down below in the comments.